we're slogging through another political swamp, thick with nonsense and bad intentions. Let's cut through the poo-poo and throw a little light on the chaos before it buries us all. We don't care if you chew gum during the podcast, but no blowing bubbles. All righty then, without further ado, here's Nick and Bubbles. Steve. Holy moly. Take it away, gentlemen.
Take it away, we will. In a world gone crazy, a world gone mad. You can always depend on the vocal minority with Nick and Steve stepping in here for your midweek political review. That's where we're at. It's already Tuesday, for crying out loud.
It is Tuesday. I hope someday to be promoted to just Steve.
Oh, you are tired of people referring to you as Bubbles, or?
I think, messing with the name of the show is probably a good thing to do repeatedly.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, people get it. There was somebody last week in the comments actually comparing you. They were like, Steve does look exactly like Bubbles. And I was like, is there a real Bubbles besides Bubbles the chimp?
I was going to say, that's racist, kind of.
No, it's not.
Bubbles
but, I mean,
Bubbles? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. There must be another Bubbles out there, but yeah, if you want, you always. I have a suggestion box. If you want to make a suggestion, go for it. Jim.
Very good. All right, and for you, the audience as well, go to thevocalminority.net. You can drop us a line, and odds are good we'll respond to it. So go there and do that. It's a thing.
Well, yeah, we jump into another political midweek review, and let's see what we got popping off for today.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
After all, it is just news you need to know. It's Need to Know News.
Right. Just applying some smooth Burt's Bees lip balm. Available online, I assume.
Trying to get all sexy or what, dude?
I assume we have multiple major endorsements coming our way soon, so I'm just getting ramped into it.
Just giving out freebies for now. That's so you, Steve. That's so you.
Just breaking the audience into the idea. So, yeah. This is the midweek. It would be actually kind of weird if we waited the entire week. I think it would just be too overwhelming. We got to break this into at least two parts.
Yes. Yeah, that's why we do it this way. And you know what? Hey, let's just be real frank with each other here. That this is our thumbnail today is exactly what we were worried about this whole time, right? Is like this asshole, this Trump guy, this apprentice, douchebag is going to have the nuclear codes. Like we're a little worried about that. Like you're okay with that, huh?
We have been talking about this for over 10 years. And I kind of used to feel like when we brought it up that it was an appropriate level of alarmingness things was an appropriate level of worry. But I never really thought like the guy's not really going to try to play with the nuclear weapons, right? I mean, why in this day and age when anyone even need the codes?
Well, that had to be your opinion a long time ago, though, right? I mean, like
the last year it's changed a bit. Yes, okay. I'm saying,
right.
But more and more so. I mean, all of these countries were, invading for the fun of it, and the fact that Trump just clearly wants to play with every toy he's got in his arsenal. The biggest toy left would really be nuclear weapons, and good or bad, that would pretty much solidify his place in history.
And he's already talked shit like, we'll send you back to the Stone Ages, we'll obliterate you, which I know can be done in other means, but like nuclear weapons, I mean, you're talking a lot of shit there, dude.
I don't know if you can obliterate an entire country, destroy an entire civilization without nuclear weapons. I mean, it would be real intensive if you were going to do that with, tanks and planes and whatnot, but yeah.
For sure.
So we have a CIA analyst, former, claiming, according to his sources, that Trump tried to access nuclear codes while in the White House, and it turned into some sort of weird standoff where they refused to give the president the nuclear launch codes.
Yeah, Larry Johnson is the former CIA analyst. He was on a podcast called Judging Freedom. And I will play you just a little clip of what he was talking about, and then we can get into this a little more.
An emergency meeting Saturday night. And apparently, one report coming out of that meeting at the White House is that Trump wanted to use the nuclear codes, and General Dan Kane stood up and said no. He invoked his privilege as the head of the military, so to speak. It was apparently quite a blow up. There are pictures of Kane coming out of that meeting with his head down to the ground. So, there's some very, very bizarre things going on in D.C.
That's every meeting, I would assume, after
Right.
just like, oh my God, that guy wears me out, man.
So I don't know that I really fully realized any sort of military general could stop the president.
I
I'm
didn't
sure it's
either.
I mean, it's like the movie, like someone's got to turn two keys simultaneously or something, right? I mean, it can't just truly be executed by one person entirely. But I mean, how does that guy not get, court-martialed or whatever else? But yeah, what was he going to do with the codes?
Trump reportedly rather yelled at officials and wanted to use the nuclear codes. Right then entered General Dan Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs. He stood up and said no and invoked his military authority and shut it down, described as a massive blow-up with Kane storming out head down. And I didn't know that was possible either. I thought, Commander-in-Chief had the final say.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think there is some level of pushback that can happen, and apparently there is, and it might be at the expense of your career or being in prison or whatever else. But yeah, I mean, I don't know of anything that happened this weekend that would have necessitated nuking an entire country, unless he just wanted to do, and again, I'm relying on my movie knowledge here, that whole thing where they just opened the missile silos in Moscow. You can tell they're gearing up. Like, was he just trying to look, everyone, I'm activating shit. Like, you should fear me now, since no one does fear me.
I don't think so, dude. I mean, you got to think that is it's the final straw, right? It's the last thing. Once you hit that button, you talk about even just in a friendship or a marriage or your job, there's these things that you can do that you can
Right.
never roll back the clock. Like that bell will never be unrung and it'll change the course of history forever. This is the biggest of that, right?
It's the equivalent of telling your wife, I'm going to go fuck the neighbor or something. Like, you can't take that back once
Take
you
it back,
like that.
even if you were joking.
You may as well at that point, I guess, which is not a good precedent to set. So yeah, so that's pretty interesting to say the least. And what would stop the man from doing it again, from firing or whatever it is? I mean, I know we've been talking about Trump being unhinged forever and forever, but it really does seem to be becoming more and more clear that we're in dangerous territory here. Not just he's racist and whatever else. Like, why would you want the nuclear codes?
Well, like you've always pointed out, he wants to play with everything. And I feel like the larger his ankles get, he sees his time coming to an end. And I think that he really is. I mean, with all these things that he's posting on True Social, not that I even try and make sense of the shit he posts on True Social, but what's the I did it my way. He's posting, Frank Sinatra in the middle of the night. Like he's
Wants to do it his way.
he's definitely thinking about his end times.
Yeah, maybe that's his plan. Like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to take this whole freaking planet with me.
I wouldn't doubt it, dude. That would be the ultimate narcissist move, right?
It certainly would be. As Dragon Blues here says, he'll do it again. I mean, yeah, that's my fear. And this is not the first similar story, quite frankly. A couple of weeks ago, following the downing of that U.S. aircraft by Iranian forces, Trump allegedly spent multiple hours yelling at personnel in the West Wing while being haunted by memories of the 1979 Iranian hostage crisis. He didn't want to repeat that. So yeah, apparently they all essentially locked him out of the Situation Room during that struggle because he was just so unhinged and irate that there were adults trying to get shit done in the room. And so they somehow escorted the president out of there.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. I'm glad they're doing this to a crazy man and not to Obama or somebody that really wants to, get access to weapons for good reasons.
Yeah, it does seem like a TV show. And that's another good thing to think about, dude, is that say today he decided, yep, I want to use these nuclear codes. Like he can't just walk in and push a button, right? Like two keys have to be put in, all that shit. Like he can't just go do it. Like I'm going to sneak in there and do that.
There is a chain in there.
Yeah.
I just really wonder, though, if he said, like, I am the commander in chief, I am blowing up whatever country, you better do it. Like, I don't know how far that pushback could possibly go. Or did they just tell him, hit the red button on your desk? And instead of bringing him a Coke every time, they're just like, oh, we just bombed another country, sir. We just got a call, sir.
It's possible, dude. It's
Country's
possible
gone.
that they do that. You know, they were talking about, Jon Stewart was talking about all this talk about how, like, Trump is saying, Strait of Hormuz is open, Strait of Hormuz is closed. Like, you have a boat, but it's not like you're going to go check on it. Like, he's just saying shit, and no one's checking until they're actually checking. So, yeah, he could just be hitting the Diet Coke button and being like, yep, Cuba's gone, sir. You did it. You did it.
It's fair. I saw a thing with AOC the other day saying that I want Trump to gild everything in the White House, redecorate Washington, D.C., build as many monuments as you want, because if you're focused on that shit, you're not starting wars in other countries, you're not playing with the nuclear weapons, you're not doing like, is that the situation we're in? We have to let him redecorate all of our nation's capital so he's so distracted that he's not going to commit war crimes?
It's sad, dude, when you're talking about like a little baby. I forget what they call that.
Baby proofing.
Baby proofing, but you know, when you try and get their attention on something else, you know, if they're doing something poorly. I mean, it's a babysitting job at this point, you know.
Yeah. So sleep well, America.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But
We have a
thank
mentally
goodness
insane man up all night, rage tweeting.
Thank goodness for General Dan Kane, who I mean, how many Canes are there out there? Isn't there a Raising Cane and
It's
this
a
is
chicken
Dan
place
Kane?
called Raising Cane. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is he's about to be a former General Kane.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that, dude. I don't know.
And Kimberly, I hear what you're saying. Impeach, convict, remove. Yeah, if only. If only.
Yeah.
We're going to
Seems to be
try. If we can
harder.
take the Senate and the Congress, you know, we'll see. But
Well, we'll see what happens, dude, as people are out there praying for different things to happen. A lot of religious stuff in the news right now, too. I mean, I think that's kind of what we're supposed to do. Religious or not, you're supposed to be praying at the end times of.
I was going to say, I do not like how much religious news has been out there of late.
Yeah.
I don't like covering it, talking about it, and I just don't like that it's happening so much. I feel like this administration really is trying to bring on the end times.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, completely seems that way. With, you know, you've got Pete Hegseth recounting Pulp Fiction prayers in his meetings, you know. You've
was up
got,
with that?
yeah, who knows, dude? I mean, that guy needs to be taken out. We'll talk later in the podcast, too, about this whole Kash Patel Atlantic thing, about him being a big drunk and everything. But
Right.
all of these people that we said were drunks when he first put him in his cabinet and had huge issues of maybe a little white supremacy tattoo here and there, you know, like all of that is coming to fruition, but no one seems to give a shit.
It's because they're men. You know, it's only women have been fired so far. So-
That's very true. Yeah.
although Kash Patel, as we do know, wears a woman's FBI jacket size medium, so maybe that's why he'll be the next one to be fired, because wear women's clothing, then why not? Close enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, whether it's this weird ongoing feud with the Pope. Speaking of which, did you see Sean Hannity denounce Catholicism?
No. My gosh,
He
dude.
went on a show the other night and said that he's giving up on Catholicism because of this fight with the Pope, that the Pope should stay in his lane and Trump is. Come on now. I mean, either you're lying to me that you denounce Catholicism or you're lying to us when you said you were a Catholic. You can't
Yeah.
denounce your religion because you're upset with the Pope, arguing with somebody else. What?
You know that there is we've talked about it before. There's a podcast out there called The Necessary Conversation where two adult children talk to their parents who are Trump lovers and stuff and try and have all these conversations. I pulled this clip because of exactly what you just said. Like, let me tell you, dude, you know, I grew up a cradle Catholic. Like, it was just put into me as soon as I was born. And I know a lot of Catholics. Once you become Catholic, like, it's not often that people leave. You know,
Sure. I mean, I've known people, and you to some extent, that sort of, I don't know, age out of it or you're not going every Sunday, like, like maybe you're Catholic, but you're not like hardcore. I know people that have just aged out of it as far as like, I don't really agree with that religion. But that's a subtle transition based on multiple factors and life experiences that you gradually come to that realization. I've just never heard someone say, that priest pissed me off, I'm giving up on Catholicism after a lifelong devotion. I'm just done with it.
You and I did a story. It was a long time ago on this podcast, but it was during Trump's, gosh, I don't know if it was during his first term or if it was leading up to his second, but it was talking about how people in the church trusted Trump more than they trust their own pastor. You remember that story?
Yes.
And that seems to be happening again at large. Here's this clip from this Necessary Conversations. Now, I'll tell you what, the dad of this scenario has always been an asshole, and but this is just crazy to me.
Jesus Christ and the Pope is. The Pope is going to hell. He's a woke piece of shit.
Wow.
And he's not Christian. He's not Christian. He's on the side of the Islamics, and that makes him evil as shit. And as far as I'm concerned, the Pope is going to fucking hell.
Wow.
So, as a Catholic, you believe the Pope is
Fallible
closer to God, or Donald Trump is closer to God
than the Pope.
than the guy who's getting messages from Jesus to deliver to his people.
Okay. Yeah, the Pope's not getting messages.
Right? Isn't that what
Jesus.
a Pope is? Like they're basically the voice of God for
they're
people?
supposed to be for Christianity
to save people.
And he's not in Christianity. He's in Islam.
He wants to unite.
He's an Islamic motherfucker.
He wants to unite all faiths together, and that will never happen.
I want him to go to hell.
Wow.
Wow. Listen, if you are, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how God's brain works, but like, I'm pretty sure if you're talking that shit, like you're the one that's probably going to hell. You know?
Right. How to tell if you're in a cult or not.
Yeah.
When you're denouncing the fucking Pope and saying he's Islamic, which even if he was, which obviously he's not, they have a very negative connotation with that. He's Islamic.
Yeah.
I just did a video today about the fact that not all Arabs are Islam, and not everyone who is an Islamic follower is an Islamic extremist. You know, like you can be Islamic and be completely peace loving and everything else. Like this mega talking point that anyone from the religion of Islam is just some sort of an extremist is such racist, prejudicial bullshit.
And the thing that I think is so funny is that you've got a Pope now that is coming forward and saying like, yeah, you guys are missing the point of this. Like you're looking at different races and backgrounds and religions, and the teachings that I'm here to teach are to be good to people in general. Like, we're not separated by all that shit. And these people are going out of their minds.
Yes. Would you describe the Pope as Christian? I mean, isn't he Catholic correctly?
He's Catholic, but I mean, that's an umbrella of Christianity, we believe in the same things for the most part, so
Islam believes in Jesus as a prophet. Didn't Jesus speak Arabic, or a primitive form of Arabic at least?
I mean, look, dude, who knows, right? Because you're just reading shit that somebody jotted down.
What? I never thought of it that way. Perhaps humans could have tainted that whole thing. Wow.
Here are what I call some good Catholics sitting at mass with this Father in Christ here this past Sunday, I guess.
War is taking place, which is absolutely outrageous. It's not equal. We pray for peace in the world. Pray for Donald Trump. The Lord will take him. I'll take him I think we'll take away his pain.
That's the right way to do it. I mean, Lord, take away his pain, for crying out loud. Call him home, dude.
That's a fine line right there. Are you threatening the president's life if you just wish for God to take him? Isn't that a peaceful thing, maybe?
We see. I think we saw all those pastors calling for, who were they calling? Oh, James Tallarico. Remember when all those pastors were calling for his death?
They were praying for him to be crucified. Yes. Oh, I am so sick of Christians that don't act Christian, that don't understand love and taking care of everyone and anti-war, that as soon as the Pope has the balls to cite the Bible as far as war being immoral and what we're doing right now is wrong, all of a sudden now he is the Antichrist. He's Islamic, for whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
He's going to go to hell. I think he's got a get out of hell free card. I really do.
He does. I think so. He's dedicated his whole life to it. But yeah, it's
do
pretty crazy.
they have no sense of how disconnected you have to be sitting there saying that the Pope is going to go to hell?
I mean, you're spot on. You're right on the money of like when I was watching that, I was like, do you hear yourself? Like just even for a moment, like you said, there's been people that I've known in my life that have kind of backed away a little bit, didn't practice as hard, or were bothered by all the molesting that went on within the Catholic Church and said, I'm out, But never have I heard someone like this, I hope the Pope goes to hell and stuff like that, like he got some problems, bro.
Yeah, because he denounced your political candidate that you love, not your wife or your kids or whatever. Like,
yeah,
it's weird.
Way to stand up for something.
Well, speaking of standing up for something, you brought up Pete Hegseth. We've talked about it before. I did a whole story on it several months ago for Really American. That Pete Hegseth is part of this very weird, I would call them fringe version of Christianity, where this church openly preaches that women should be, second-class citizens. They should not be able to vote, that black people need to be more appreciative of their slave masters, that, there was a good relationship they had with their slaves back then. I mean, it's just open racism, misogyny, backwoods hillbilly bullshit. And our Secretary of Defense is a huge part of this church.
Yeah, right. And this is, like you said, this is the sickest form of religion because it preys on marginalized communities. Like I don't know of a religion that when it gets right down to it, I mean, you're following something other than Christianity if you're falling into those traps of, this is, let's go back to the good old days when women stayed home and raised children, and there was a father in every home. Like this is the world we live in right now. And if you're really practicing Christianity, if you're really practicing like love of all people, then practice it and shut your fucking mouth.
They need to keep practicing because they're not very good at it.
Yes.
I mean, the hypocrisy is off the charts. So Tim Miller, who's a pretty well-known, liberal talking head guy, he's from the Bulwark. He was on the Piers Morgan, I call it the Who Can Yell Louder show. Their Piers Morgan's debate show thing.
Piers doesn't like to cut people off. I guess that's one good thing, but sometimes you got to gain control of your show, Piers.
Well, the guests apparently don't follow that philosophy because they all cut each other off all the fucking time. And sometimes it's entertaining, and sometimes you can't even follow what the hell's going on there. But, there have been some good moments. So Tim Miller was on there last night, I guess this was, along with Pastor, quote unquote, Doug Wilson, who is the guy I'm talking about, these self-described Christian nationalists. And he was also on there with, and I know I'm going to say his name probably wrong, Wahat Ali. He is a journalist with the New York Times. So they all started talking, and Tim Miller, I applaud him because he did what I always like to do, and that is just attacking religious hypocrisy. And even with, being on the same show with the guy, he did not pull any punches. And honestly, the pastor kind of asked for it and had it coming. So we'll break this down into two parts. We got Tim Miller going off on the pastor, and then we'll throw it over to the New York Times guy. But again, I like people that have the balls to stand up and call out hypocrisy to its fucking face. Because I think too many people are polite, especially when somebody claims that they are a man of God,
Agreed.
All right. So here's part one.
Last thing, I've been a quote-unquote pastor for just shy of 50 years. And so I'd like to know how much longer I have to go before I become a real pastor.
Well, you have to follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, probably, if you want to be a real pastor. I mean, you can call yourself whatever the hell you want, Doug. I'm just going to call you Doug. I'm kind of tired of you being called pastor, but, you know, if you just want to...
I think we can afford him.
Look, you're out there, you hate everybody. You attack black people, gay people, immigrants, like, all you do is spread hate. Your book that you've got behind there is you know, talking about how much you love bad words. Look, if you want to teach like this kind of fake Christianity, that's fine. You can do that. You know, if you want. No, I've not read your book. I'm very happy to have not read your book. But if you want to do this kind of vice signaling Christianity, where we're going to do
stop
Christian
commenting
vices,
on what it's about.
Well, I don't. I've seen enough of your material on social media that it doesn't really require anymore. I mean, it doesn't. It's not like there's a ton of deep thought that's going behind it that requires
I thought
further study. But thanks.
As the show started out, I thought we were supposed to refrain from attacking religious leaders.
I have no problem attacking you attacked the
Pope. First of all, that pastor, quote unquote, is in so far over his head on a debate show like that.
Yes.
I mean, he's just getting eviscerated there. And it just keeps getting better. But yeah, so there's Tim Miller going at him, and kudos. Every point he made is spot on. Fake Christianity. And I love that the pastor was trying to corner him. Like, you didn't even read my book. Like, I'm proud to have not read your book. I've seen enough of your bullshit that I don't need more indoctrination.
And wait for the pastor at the end there to set up just a softball, knock it out of the park. Like, I thought we weren't supposed to attack religious leaders. Like, you're not one, sir.
But yes, apparently earlier in the discussion he was attacking the Pope, but then, you know, tell your buddy Trump that to not attack religious leaders. So the guy's on the ropes there. Now the guy from the New York Times steps in and just sort of finishes it all off for us, which is nice.
Well, I have no problem. Listen, real quick, Pastor. I have no problem attacking wolves in sheep's clothing. I have no problem attacking a man who wrote that American slavery was mutually harmonious between the slave master and the slave. That's you. I have no problem attacking a man who proudly says he wants to do away with the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. I have no problem attacking a man like yourself who sits here incoherently supporting an incoherent, unwinnable, illegal war in Iran. I have no problem attacking you, a man who is the religious leader of Pete Hegseth, a man who's a cosplay crusader who's leading some type of crusade, probably you put him on, as a Secretary of Defense, getting Americans and innocent civilians killed. I wish you would be a better Christian. I wish you would open up the Bible. I wish you would meet the Jesus that I met when I went to an all-boys Jesuit Catholic high school. The Jesus that took care of the sick, that took care of the poor, that welcomed the immigrant, that welcomed the marginalized, that helped them. But instead, you've used Jesus as a mascot for, I don't know, your white Christian supremacy, your cruelty, your misogyny. And I'm so glad that people are finally waking up to your cruelty and to the idiocy of your star disciple, Pete Hegseth, who keeps messing up and literally does not read the Bible and quotes Pulp Fiction. Just sit with them. Maybe both of you could read the Constitution, read the Bible, and just take a break, Pastor. Just take a break.
Yeah.
Response.
Yeah, all right, Pastor, your response.
Just incidentally, we know that Jesus was not a socialist because he could actually feed people.
Bam!
Wonderful. Great response.
That's what you got.
Unbelievable.
I love that awkward silence. He thinks he zings them all. They're all just like, is that his comeback right there?
Yeah, right. Is he done? Is he frozen?
What does that even fucking mean? Jesus wasn't a socialist. He could feed people.
Yeah.
Socialists can't feed people. Like, what? I don't even know what the fuck that zinger is supposed to mean, but
no. You saw him like playing with his hands, all that. You know, he was very nervous that he was being attacked, and where would I go with this? Like, yeah, you're in out of your league, sir.
I can't imagine being in the position of having to defend just complete ignorance, racism and sexism, trying to tell women they shouldn't be able to vote and that black people should be grateful for having been enslaved. Like, I don't know how the fuck you would defend that other than to just hide behind the cloth that I'm a man of God. I'm going to sit up here and preach at you, and none of the flock is allowed to question me.
Well, and that's what we see. I mean, all of this same shit that's being spewed there, we see in all these bastards that are pushing for Project 2025, including the, Taco Tits himself. Like, we know that they talk about all of this stuff, but most of the time it's them making statements and backing away. It's not a discussion. So it was nice to see that guy stomped. It'd be nice to see Stephen Miller, go on and have discussions like that, because he too would be stomped on. And Pete Hegseth putting together his button poetry that he slams at every event. Like, you go have this conversation with somebody that actually knows what they're talking about, and I'd like to see you put out to pasture as well.
Absolutely. Hey, Wiggles McJiggles chiming in. Apparently Jesus was an alcoholic. I mean, his favorite party trick was turning water into wine. So I don't know. You may be onto something there.
At a moderate level, Steve. I mean, it's good. A glass or two a night is good for your liver,
Yeah, indeed. Cankles McTaco Tits. That is right. Rat Bastard 79.
Yes.
So, listen, I mean, if you're going to be dumb enough to go on the debate show, then you got to be smart enough to hang with the punches and try to have some sort of comeback, and he had none whatsoever. So that is great. But, I mean, all joking aside, Pete Hegseth is a devout follower of this man. He is leading prayers in the Pentagon during these meetings. I mean, it is so wildly inappropriate, because those soldiers are not all Christians that you are out there commanding.
No, some of them are Muslims. Some of them are atheists. Like some,
Right.
some
are Jedi.
Yeah, some Jedi.
Not a joke.
Not a joke, dude. We have a thing called separation of church and state for a reason, and it has never been, well, in my lifetime, I'll say, never more combined than it is now. And, like my brother always talks about, like, remember when Target said, we're going to take pride stuff out of our stuff, because all these asshats were saying, like, we don't want, I'm fine if you're gay, I just don't want it shoved down my throat all the time, which is garbage, by the way. But it's exactly what you're doing with religion. I mean, you're shoving it down our throats. We played a clip a couple of weeks ago on the podcast of Caroline Levitt walking out and being like, did everyone just hear our really loud amen? We were saying a prayer before I came out here.
Right.
Like, they're forcing it into everything.
Yes. I think it was Bill Burr that made a joke I've quoted so many times, that religion is like a dick. It's fine if you have one, but don't wave it in my face, okay?
Right.
Like,
Yes.
I just joking aside, like, I am fine with people that are religious if it gives you something to believe in, if that is your, but don't use it to preach your morality on me. Sure as fuck, don't use it to shape legislation and laws. I mean, it is so entirely disgusting, especially considering our founder fathers did not want church and state intermingled. They wanted freedom of religion and freedom from religion.
Yes. Yes.
Amen.
It's what we were built on. Yes. Let's see if we got a little amen for that.
Yes, amen.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
And what do you think about Hegseth quoting Pulp Fiction? I'll be real honest with you. I haven't read the Bible in quite a while. I didn't even know that was a made-up Bible quote. But I also don't claim to be a Christian or a Catholic or anything.
Right. Yeah. I think that, you know what, if you're going to go say a prayer in front of millions
Google
of
it first.
people, that you should probably go to the Bible and get it out of the Bible and make sure that it's word for word. I think it's
funny, but it's not funny. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
No, but it paints this administration perfectly. I mean, that is so right on with everything that they do, from Hegseth's signal chat shit. Like, this was going wrong from the very beginning, and we just continue to see, like, even when you're trying, I'm going to say a nice prayer for everybody that you fuck up and do a Pulp Fiction prayer that's fantastic.
Pray for, murder and violence and wrath against those that are unworthy. Like,
Unreal, dude. Somebody did say it's a Tarantino, 13-4 was what I was quoting. Like, here's another religious guy, Steve. This is funny to think about, that Tucker Carlson's a very religious guy, whatever that means. He claims to be a religious person.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'll let him have that without any pushback. Okay? I'm not going to push back on that.
There's shades of all of that. So, yeah,
Of course.
if you say you are, then sure.
Yeah. So but what I will say is, even a guy who says, that faith in God is a very big part of my life, can look at everything that's happening right now and realize that it's not the right thing. We've gone off track here. Tucker Carlson set up an apology on his latest podcast, and I'm going to play it for you now. We've been talking about people apologizing and saying, what, I was wrong. I shouldn't have, worked so hard to get him elected and everything like that, and what to do with him. We got to hear him out. So here's Tucker Carlson, his apology.
He owes us one, so he
does.
You and I and everyone else who supported him, you wrote speeches for him, I campaigned for him. I mean, we're implicated in this for sure.
Yes.
It's not enough to say, well, I changed my mind, or like, oh, this is bad, I'm out.
You're right.
It's like, in very small ways, but in real ways, you and me and millions of people like us are the reason this is happening right now.
Yes.
Yes.
So I do think it's like a moment to wrestle with our own consciences.
Please.
Yes.
We'll be tormented by it for a long time. I will be.
In hell.
And I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people. It was not intentional. That's all I'll say. But anyway, the question does present itself immediately, like, what is this? Was this always the plan? You don't want to be a conspiracy nut, but like, clearly there were signs of low character. We knew that.
Yes.
But it didn't. There are tons of people of low character who like outperform their character. It doesn't have to be
sort of the norm, actually, these days. I would say
I've outperformed my character a lot. I don't have especially high character, right? But you try your best. But what was this? Was this always the plan?
Yes.
Damn, dude. If only they put it in a book called Project 2025.
It's so frustrating. I appreciate the apology. I appreciate the self-reflection and everything else. But yeah, like Tracy's saying, I don't forgive you. You got us here, Tucker. Like, yeah, I don't forgive you. I accept your apology on the level that, yes, thank you for finally coming out and saying it when it actually still matters. Because most people would wait until this was all over to come out and say that. You have a chance to make some sort of a difference now. And if you're going to do that, then, I'll cheer you along. But yeah, why didn't you listen to anyone? Why, when we were telling you all these things, like, yeah, he's low character. He sleeps with porn stars and pays them off, all that shit. But aside from that, like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's got failed businesses. He bankrupted casinos. Like, just look at this man, and he's not right for the job.
Absolutely. I am struck by the comment section here, the vocal minority. Like, no one is giving him any credit, any slack whatsoever. And it is a tough position that he has put us all in. Like, on one level, I do appreciate that he said, I'm sorry. I mean, I feel like he's one of the first of that group. Andrew Schultz said it too. I haven't heard Rogan or Megyn Kelly like flat out say, I'm sorry to you people that me and millions of other idiots all did this to you.
Yeah.
So I'll give him some amount of like, yeah, you fucking owe us an apology. So I'm glad you said it. But now what? I mean, is he going to keep campaigning against Trump, against the MAGA movement? Is he going to vote blue? I mean, fucking Joe Rogan we've been citing as someone who has spoken out against Trump, and then he shows up at the White House this week.
It's exactly right, dude. That, what he has been saying, like, oh, this is not what I voted for, and I would, if I could go back in time, all that shit. And then we see him, like you said, in the White House. And while I understand, dude, like sometimes people want to talk about important shit. This stuff that Joe Rogan is discussing in this next clip is called Ibogaine. And it is a medication that they use in a lot of other countries, but it hasn't been legalized here for use in PTSD and in addiction, stuff like that, because there's a lot of issues with it. Like when it works great, but there's a lot of issues with it that we haven't figured out how to give it on a therapeutic level yet. So he goes in and tells Donald Trump, hey, there's this stuff called Ibogaine, and I think you should know about it. Well, here's the aftermath of that.
I'll tell everybody how this happened. I sent President Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With one dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
A lot of bullshit is being said there. Like, yeah, some of
Is there
these
a country
studies
right now where 90% of the opioid addicts have been cured from this?
There are studies that have been done on smaller scales that show the information that he's saying is correct. But like I said, it comes with a lot of other stuff. Like there's cardiac issues with giving people this medication. It has to be done in a setting where, you know, you are watched and you have doctors all around you throughout this process. And it's not a short, take a pill and call me tomorrow and tell me how you're doing type thing. It does have a lot of promise, but it's not legal here because it has some of these bigger issues, and it should be looked at. But it shouldn't be, you want FDA approval, it's done.
Right.
You know, that type of shit. While you have RFK standing in the background just agreeing with this shit and not speaking up is just crazy to me.
Right. Yeah, listen, that is not what you want. A president that some podcaster texted him about some new drug. You want FDA approval? Done. As if that's the way it works. I mean, obviously, anything that shows any promise. And I know that there are a lot of therapeutic applications for different types of psychedelics, incorrect dosage and moderations and all that stuff. So just like there are clearly therapeutic and medical benefits to marijuana. I mean, I've been hungover. You smoke a little, man, nausea goes away, the headache goes away. Like, obviously, these things need to be studied more. But that's the next step. So, fine, put this thing through clinical trials. Like, take it off the declassification list. Like, do what you got to do to make these studies happen. But you should not be approving anything just because the podcast bro texted it to you. If it's real, then prove it. That is the basis of science.
Yes.
One person studies it, another tries to refute it. You get a whole thing. You do clinical trials, and you do it over a long period.
Like,
Right.
yes, dude, this is a process. And yes, sometimes it takes too long and things get caught up in all the tape. But the tape is there for a reason, so that when I go do this, I have the best opportunity of saying, you know what, I'm going to weigh these risks out that I'm probably not going to die doing this.
Right, probably.
So here's a second part of this.
That's a good one. Oh, I want to get one. Hear that, Joe? You think Biden can do that? He can.
Hey, man, you ever really looked at your signature on weed? Look, I think it's a good thing what he did. I swear to God, it's a good thing what he did. And this is not political. I don't mean this as political, but it was weird as shit the way he signed that. It was weird as shit. Like, I'm looking at that signature right now. Does that even say Donald Trump?
No, that's that frontal lobe shit that's going wrong, you know.
Right. Only a narcissist has a overpronounced signature like that. And Stuart's right. Like, where's the D? Where's the O-N-A-L? Where's the T-R? It's just squibble.
Yeah, none of it
wild,
makes
too.
sense there, dude, at all. So,
yes, exactly. And like East Maverick here saying, he showed his signature like a toddler, and they clap like seals behind him.
I
Like,
know, dude. It
look
is
at
so
me. I wrote something.
irritating. Like you clapped because he signed a piece of paper. Like, man, you guys, stop licking his anus. And when you hear Trump say, like, you want FDA approval, it's yours, this is him talking about Ibogaine. Like he knows something about it.
Yeah.
It's called Ibogaine treatment. Ibogaine. Remember the name. Is that pronounced relatively properly, would you say? Yes. I don't want to get it wrong. Ibogaine, because it's so important, and experienced an 80 to 90% reduction in symptoms of depression and anxiety within 1 month. Can I have some, please? I'll take some. I'll take whatever it takes. I don't have time to be depressed. If you stay busy enough, maybe that works too.
I don't think that's how depression works, but God damn, dude.
Stay busy. God, everything has got to be about himself. It's so disgusting.
Am I saying that relatively correctly?
I'm signing an executive order about it. Can someone tell me how to pronounce the word?
Jesus, dude.
Can someone get me some acetylphenone? What is that? What is that? RFK?
Oh, Tylenol, aspirin. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's our guy, dude. That's our guy who is, who knows? Is he going to give? He signed the executive order, as we know. That doesn't just make it so, but we'll see what happens with this. I would like for something to happen, but let's go back to the fact that Joe Rogan, who was just saying, like, no, I'm going to distance myself from him. I don't like what's going on, is in there licking his taint, dude, and how that looks.
Yeah. I suppose he can make the case he's just trying to manipulate Trump into something he believes in, blah, blah, blah. But no, man, you got to give that shit up once you start denouncing the guy. Once you start offering any level of apology for being part of this, for helping him to campaign and win the office. Like, no, sorry, dude, you got to just stop. And, same with Megyn Kelly saying, like, Trump's disgusting and a narcissist and genocide, but I'll never vote for a Democrat. It's like, well, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Get out of the way then. Please.
The gullibility of MAGA never ceases to amaze.
No.
And we have yet another example of these MAGA stooges getting scammed online. Some version of this story has come up a few times over recent months, and, a fool and his money are soon parted. So a cash-strapped medical student has revealed how he made thousands of dollars by duping, quote, super dumb MAGA men with an AI-generated model. Back just a couple of months ago, he created a fake woman named Emily Hart. And her bio says that she loves the Bible, fishing, and beer. And she's the, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl next door looking type. And allegedly she's a nurse in one picture and sitting on the front porch with her MAGA hat on with a can of Bud Light or something in the next one. And, posted all these, anti-woke memes featuring this young, cute blonde. And what do you know? They all fell for it.
They did. They all just jumped right onto that train, huh? She's the perfect woman. Perfect woman.
Yeah, the surgeon, or the aspiring surgeon, is from northern India, and he said that he is raking in cash from, quote, horny guys. He said that he initially tried to do, because he's a med student, he's trying to pay his bills. So he started to do like YouTube content creation, which is not as easy as some people think it is.
Right.
It didn't go anywhere. He tried to sell his study notes. That fell flat. Couldn't make any money. He started using AI to make bikini girl pictures, trying to sell those or, spread them online. That didn't work either. But then he said he figured out the code. He did this hot girl, made her the mega conservative, did the she loves Bible, fishing, and beer, and all these anti-woke memes. He added 10,000 followers in 1 month. His videos are getting 3 to 5 million views. He added this AI monetization platform, which is for creators. It was hawking merchandise and, putting more of his stuff out there. And this aspiring doctor said he attributes all this to a very simple formula. Quote, the MAGA crowd is made up of super dumb people and they fall for it.
Fully educated.
Right?
Yes.
This is what you and I are always talking about with the Hannitys and Limbaughs and all that, that they're not as conservative, if at all conservative, as they claim to be. They've just figured out a way to make money by scamming the flock, by saying what you want to hear, and you just give them money.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to get, like, the people that are in the chat right now, it's a lot harder to get them on board with what we're talking about and everything, because you have to come with factual information.
And just to prove my point, this same guy said that he tried to do a liberal version of his fake woman, fell flat. No one wanted it. The liberals, A, are not as gullible, and B, we don't need to be preached at like they do.
Yeah.
Because I always said, someone asked me years ago, why was Rush Limbaugh popular? Well, it's because ignorant people like to hear their ignorant views articulated well.
Yeah.
The man on the radio who uses big words and is so powerful in his speech, he's saying all the dumb backwoods shit that I believe in. So it makes them feel better. Whereas when
feel like a smart guy saying the same shit I'm saying.
Exactly. Whereas when liberal commentators say stuff, you're like, yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I need a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
That's why being in the liberal talking head sphere like we are is truly harder than the conservative side, because they got this little hit list playbook that you can just drum over and over. Over here, we got to keep up to date with facts and information and not try to bullshit our audience, try to just share knowledge.
Yes. Hippie Artist 21 says, unfortunately, some very smart people I know some very smart people that voted for Trump. That's a real thing. That's a true thing. But you have to remember that those people were definitely lied to and pulled into a place where they thought they were being given factual information. And you can be really smart and still suckered into a lot of things. But in this day and age, if you don't do any fact-checking stuff, shame on you. I don't know how smart you can be.
Well, and hippie guy there that said, smart people that voted for Trump. If you're talking about specific real-life people, answer this question. Are they rich? Are they well-to-do? Because I've been saying for a while, there are two types of MAGA supporters, the rich and the stupid. Now, rich people, and there's shades of that, obviously, they vote for Trump. They can hold their nose on some of this other crap because they want to make more money.
Yeah.
They want tax cuts. They want environmental laws loosened. They want big business being convoluted. They want to be able to bribe the president for pardons. Like, I understand why rich people support Trump. It's the dumb people that really tip the scale, and they're getting nothing for it.
Yeah. Stain McGee, book smart, not street smart. I mean, you're right about that, right?
I love some of the names you guys use here. That's great. So,
but yeah, no, you're exactly right, because you don't ever see marginalized smart people coming out and being like, I'm all for Trump.
Right. Or like my assignment here, the smart people, in my opinion, were already bigoted. Like, yeah, I mean, you could make the case you can't be that smart if you're a bigot, but yeah, I mean, that is why a lot of people supported Trump, because their bigoted beliefs are being propped up by this guy on TV. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me see this girl, dude, that he put together. Do you have a picture of her or anything?
If you stall for 2 seconds, I could probably find her.
I think it is so funny, dude, that, of course we're all having fun with these AI videos of like the, Lego AI videos and them shitting on Pete Hegseth and Trump and everything like that. But I forget that we also have AI people who have like become the #1 musical artist on Spotify. Like, this AI thing is creeping into places where we don't really know about it. Or, I'm not really up on reading about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. Can you see her? Am I sharing my screen correctly?
That's the perfect woman, huh?
Yeah. Blonde hair, blue-eyed girl next door. Here's one of the memes. Unpopular opinion. People don't respect America should get kicked out of our great nation.
Wow.
Look at her sitting on the porch, her MAGA hat, aviator glasses, the flag behind her. And then like this one holding a can of Bud Light. Trump should tell all the illegals that he will give them citizenship if they vote Republican and see how fast Democrats want them out of the country. So, yeah, this woman is 100% fake.
Unreal, dude. I mean, on one level, I guess on every level, this guy's really smart to put this together and make this an idea and make a little money off of it. But whew, I really feel like you're selling your soul, dude. You're part of the problem, just riling all these people up.
I can see it both ways. I can see the joy in ripping these people off so easily. There's a Facebook page that it sells anti-liberal products, pro-Trump stuff or anti-woke stuff, but it's a 100% scam. The guy that runs it is a liberal, and he just takes the orders and he does nothing with it other than to take people's money. And the reviews, if you really dig into this Facebook page, you see all these people like, I ordered that thing 3 months, I've yet to see it. Or he sent me a picture of the thing I ordered, like not the thing. Like he is just scamming them. And I think it's a little funny because if you weren't so easily scammed, it would just fall flat.
Yeah, he'd keep himself out of trouble. I would think that if he sent instead of a "Make America Great Again" hat, he sent a Biden hat or something. Like he should just send him the opposite of. But yeah, that's funny, dude.
I think the rule of the law, because I fell for something years ago about some, I don't know, work at home thing or something, and a guy sent me like a photocopy of like advice on how to work at home. And I looked into it. It was like, well, he sent you something that you paid for something. He sent you something. So you're an idiot. I was in my 20s when that happened. But I'm just saying, if somebody orders a pro-Trump shot glass and you send them a picture of it, well, you did send them the pro-Trump shot glass.
Little something there. That's funny, dude. Keep in mind that this guy that is playing president right now, that everyone thinks like he's just one of us. He's just a man of the people, man's man. Meanwhile, he's shitting on a gold throne. He doesn't even know terms that my 3-year-old niece knows, like this.
Millions of American small businesses, including restaurants, dry cleaners, corner stores. What is a corner store? I've never heard that term. I know what a corner store is, but I've never heard it described. A corner store. Who the hell wrote that, please?
A person describing
not even
a small
smart
business.
enough to just keep reading and assume that, well, someone wrote corner stores, so obviously that's a thing.
It's a store on the corner. It must be one of those real small bodega type mini marts,
Right. It's a very common expression, obviously.
Doesn't
just
know
like
what-
groceries is a common word.
Affordability and whole milk with a W. It's with a W, if you can believe it.
Is there no voice in his head that is just like, don't say that? Like you're clearly going to sound out of touch. Like, duh.
No, that's on his frontal lobe. That's the part that's being eaten right now, I'm sure.
Like dementia or RFK's brainworm?
Could be both, dude. People are going crazy over the RFK story of him cutting off a raccoon penis, dude, is late to the party. We talked about that on the podcast a long time ago. I'm starting to see like everyone like, did you hear RFK cut off a penis of a raccoon? Yeah,
we were on the cutting edge of that story, no pun intended.
Yes.
But I think some of these stories, news outlets are like, how do we cover the raccoon penis story? I even had to ask Really American, like, can I say raccoon penis repeatedly? Is that a problem? Like,
No, you did.
Is
You
YouTube
checked
going to
on
ban
that.
us? Yes,
We
because
say way worse shit than that.
well, we do, but it is so weird. You and I come from the land of the FCC, being in radio, but private companies have their own rules and they can enforce them. I got in trouble on YouTube for doing those Lego AI videos that I swear to God, I'm one of the people that helped blow those things up because
Yeah.
I started doing it weeks ago and now everyone's talking about it. But YouTube decided to ban the company that created those. Like they kicked them right off YouTube. And then they went to people like, us here at Really American and gave us a little slap on the wrist, said, you keep doing it, we're going to be looking a little closer at you. So I would argue the problem is in a court of law, doing the Lego thing, that's a parody. That is protected free speech. That's how Saturday Night Live can exist. Because you can do something that looks like the original if it's a parody. In a court of law, that would stand up. YouTube is not a court of law. It's a private business. Their sandbox. They're allowed to enforce the rules how they want. So
Say yes or no.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll put up with it or not. Hey, speaking of us being on the radio, Steve, have you heard about the radio message that has been broadcasting? If you get too close to the Strait of Hormuz?
No, I stopped listening to the radio.
Okay, well, listen to this boat radio
Is it Ryan Seacrest?
message. No, it's not a DJ. I don't think it is, but maybe.
Fan Oman Sea. This is Iranian Sepa Navy calling on channel 16. Strait of Hormuz is still closed. We will open it by the order of our leader Imam Khamenei, not by the tweets of some idiot. If you want to pass through the strait, you must ask permission from Iranian Sepa Navy. All vessels that have a connection with our enemies will be targeted if they try to pass the Strait of Hormuz out.
Have we fact checked that?
What's that?
It said, did we fact check that?
Yes.
Not by the tweets of some idiot.
No, Iranian forces reportedly sent out this radio message to ships in the area saying the strait was closed and that it would only be reopened by the order of Iranian's leadership. So the message also appeared to mock Donald Trump, with the broadcast framed as a direct response to his comments online and tweets. So, yeah, it's a real thing. They've got a good sense of humor over there, but
They
I mean,
definitely do. Yeah.
It's definitely. I mean, this guy is such an idiot. And is the strait open? Is it closed? We don't know. But I hate to keep saying like, oh, I think Iranian people are being really funny right now. You know, like there's something inside me that's like, I hate saying this stuff, but like they're definitely getting us at our own game.
Yes, we're winning the war because we have our military, obviously, but they're winning the propaganda war, the trolling war. You know, I mean, they just continue to stick it to Trump. And that message is also a slap in the face of Elon Musk.
Why?
Because they refer to it as tweets. It's not tweets anymore. It's not Twitter. He X'd this or he truthed it or whatever.
Yeah.
But that is great. And yeah, listen, I know I every time I do these propaganda videos, I point out, like, I know real people are dying. I know this is really not something to laugh about per se, but you also have to find these grains of humor or sanity or things that Trump is getting his ass handed to him on, like the propaganda war.
Yes. And this is the way our very own president of the United States is talking about some of this shit, too.
Have you been negotiating a lot all day? I mean, is that why your voice is hoarse?
I've been screaming at Iranians all day, yes. A little bit of a laryngitis because of my I've been screaming at Iranians.
So the Iran leadership you're screaming at?
You know why? Because that's the only thing they understand. They don't understand being nice. They understand the way I have to do business. I treat all people differently.
So, yeah, he's screaming at Iranians right now.
Sure he is. He's screaming at his staff, at generals that are keeping him from launching nuclear weapons or fucking around with the codes. Like, you think he's on the phone negotiating jack shit?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think, and it's probably a good thing, but who knows when this whole thing's going to get wrapped up? What week are we looking at now? I mean, this is going to be ended very quickly. And he went off on this. I'll play this just real quick for you, dude.
Well, I don't want to do that. We don't have that much time because by the time both parties get there, as you know, they just got the okay to go forward, which I knew they were going to do anyway. I mean, I don't think they had a choice. They have to negotiate. And, you know, the one thing I'll say is this. Iran can get themselves on a very good footing if they make a deal. They can make themselves into a strong nation again, a wonderful nation again. They have incredible people. But they seem to be, you know, bloodthirsty. They're led by some very, very unfortunately tough people. And I don't mean tough in a good way. I think it's very negative for the country because we're much tougher than they are.
So you talk about
not even close. But they have to use reason and they have to use common sense, and they can get themselves into a great position to make themselves into a great country, but a legitimate country, not a country based on death and horror.
Wow. Seriously, he could be talking about us.
Yeah.
Our country
100%.
could be great again when we get these bloodthirsty, it's tough, you know, and I don't mean that in a good way, leaders out of here. Like, wow.
The smartest thing Theo Vaughn ever said was like, look in the mirror, America. Like when you're saying this shit, like we're the terrorists, dude. Yes. It's exactly how he talked about us. And let's not forget, like, you attack them, dude. Do you expect them not to fight back? You expect them not to do anything. I mean, you started the war. He's already saying, like, once this is over, I'll have solved really 10 wars, because this war, Albania will be done, this will be done. Like, you can't take credit for ending wars you started.
Right. Yes. It's like I stopped some guy in the street from getting mugged. I was the guy doing the mugging, but I did stop it. I was the one that did it. So there you go. And let me just play you one last thing here. I mean, we're talking about, that video you played earlier of these mega stooges that are denouncing the Pope because he spoke out, against Trump. Not by name, by the way. Have you ever heard the Pope say the word Trump? I don't think you have. He just talks in general terms about, war being bad and treating people well. But so the mega hardcores will not speak out against anyone, such as the Pope, but they have found a new person that they are very pissed off with. And I will play you the reason why.
Salam alaikum, everyone. I'm Rami Youssef.
Oh, it Elmo's Elmo. Mr. Rami, what does salam alaikum mean?
Well, salam means peace, and it's a way to say hello in Arabic.
Oh, cool. Oh, salam alaikum, everybody.
Elmo and I are here to wish all of you a happy Arab American Heritage Month.
Yeah, happy Arab American Heritage Month.
I'm so proud of my Arab heritage, and I'm so happy to share this month with my fellow Arabs and Elmo. So, thanks, Habibi.
Wait a minute. What's Habibi?
Oh, it's an Arabic word for a special friend.
Really? Well, happy Arab American Heritage Month, Habibi. We love you.
Goes the head of MAGA. Did Elmo just fucking say something in Arabic?
Thank God for PBS. We're back, dude. Listen, that is I think that's a beautiful video and a way for a lot of people in this melting pot of a country to feel like what they have matters. And let's talk about peace, dude.
Right. Talking about peace and love, and just simply from another language. And, did a whole video on it. You can all go watch it on Really American, but the number of just bigoted, hate-filled comments about teaching kids English only, and oh my God. I mean, the number of memes where they turned Elmo into wearing an explosive vest or shooting an AK, screaming, I mean, it's just, you are triggered by a fucking Muppet that's just trying to learn another language.
I'm trying to take our kids over, dude. They're force feeding our kids, Steve.
And we're the snowflakes. You guys are fucking triggered by a goddamn puppet, but you're the tough Americans, and we're all a bunch of liberal snowflakes. Hilarious.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. That anyone would have a problem with that video is pretty crazy. You should look inward.
Exactly.
Carlson
when you find yourself upset by a puppet, you should probably do a little looking in the mirror. So
all right. Well, I'm going to go watch that full video on Really American. You got it up there today?
It should be up there any moment, if not by now. Yes.
All right.
So, and check out everyone's videos. I mean, it's good independent journalism and commentary, and we've got a lot more interviews happening on Really American. So support it, because it's what matters right now. These independent voices, and as many of them as possible, getting vocal. It's the goddamn name of the show.
Yes, and we appreciate the live audience and everyone who watches the videos. Go find our podcast anywhere you find your podcast and subscribe to it. We appreciate it a whole bunch. It makes more possible. So if you can do that for us, we'd really appreciate it. And thanks for listening today.
And by the way, we're going to be off on Friday, so we'll catch you guys all on Tuesday. But we'll be doing little videos in between now and then.
Take a deep breath and get through it. We'll see you on Tuesday.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day.